Hello everyone, good morning, good day. So welcome to the finals, no? Which is the mathematics of finance. So this will be the last part na ng ating first semester. And hold on tight, no? Kasi malapit na tayong matapos. And we will welcome or papasok na tayo sa bagong yugto ng ating buhay. So malapit na matapos ang semester na ito. I hope na lalaban pa rin tayong lahat and magpapatuloy. Okay? So, I hope ready ng lahat na makinig para sa lesson natin ngayong umaga or hapon ba or anong oras ba itong pinanood itong video na ito. So, yan. So, good day. Welcome to the finals topic. And for this topic natin, for the finals, it will talk about mathematics of finance. So, let's start. Okay, so I have here two scenarios or two images, no? Saan ba mas matimbang para sa inyo? You pay the interest or you earn interest? So, ano ba ito, no? So, when you borrow money, you are charged an interest on the amount you borrowed. And what does it mean when you are charged an interest? On the other hand, what will happen to the money you saved in the bank if you are being paid interest by the bank? So simply, syempre, as a person na nagpautang, syempre kapag malaki yung pinautang mo din, so meron niyang coverage, no? Meron niyang siyang time or period kung saan hanggang doon nilang dapat kailangan babayaran yung utang niya. And since you, as a person na nag-take ng risk para magpautang, syempre papatungan niya yan, di ba? So that's where the interest comes in. So ano ba ito? Si interest, and paano ba natin to siya mas-solve? So before we proceed, let me present to you our learning objectives for the finals. So at the end of the topic session, the student should be able to state the meaning of simple and compound interest and other key terms, analyze and solve problems involving simple and compound interest, and distinguish the difference between stocks and bonds, and lastly, analyze and solve problems involving stocks and bonds. So, basically, ang didiscuss natin throughout the finals is itong si simple and compound interest, and as well as itong si stocks and bonds. Now, I hope na everyone is ready na, no? Okay, so let's start. So let's talk about our first topic for the finals, which is the simple interest. Okay, so for every financial transaction, whether you borrowed or invested a certain amount, a corresponding percentage of the principal is being paid. So that is the simple interest. So simple interest is a fixed percentage of the principal, which is the total amount invested, paid to a depositor on an investor each time. It's either in months or year. And then the principal is left on deposit or has been invested. And an interest is the amount paid by someone who borrows a certain amount of money. So as what I have said earlier, yung mga nagpautang, syempre papatungan niya nila ng tubo or meron siyang amount na kailangan ipatong, no? Kasi yun nga, parang gain rin yun nila. Kasi nag-take silang risk na pautangin ka, so syempre tutubuan yun nila. So yung principal or yung amount na inutang mo, plus yung interest, which is yung the payment that you use of borrowed money or the amount earned on invested money. Now, how to solve itong simple interest? So we have here a formula para sa simple interest, no? So simple interest, so that is usually denoted by I, or interest, is equal to P times R times T, where P is what we call the principal, it is the amount borrowed or invested. R is the rate of interest, or ito yung fractional part of the principal that is paid on loan or investment. So ano ba yung rate, no? Yung percentage niya. And then T stands for the time. It is the number of years for which the money is borrowed or invested. So depende kung ano yung coverage ng time, it's either months or a year. So that's how you solve for the simple interest. So I is equal to PRT. And then for the F month or yung final amount or the maturity value, it is the sum of the principal and the interest earned within the time. So basically, ito yung total na babayaran mo, no, sa nautangan mo or sa investment. So, F is equal to P plus I, where P is yung principal, yung borrowed or invested the money, plus yung interest, which is I. So, F is equal to P plus I. Okay, so let's proceed to the next slide. So, these are the different derived formulas, no? If either of the components sa ating formula ang missing. So, kapag hanapin yung principal, so deriving yung formula ng I is equal to P or T, so P is equal to I over R over T. So, P is equal to I over rate times time. And kapag yung rate naman yung missing, R is equal to interest over P times T. And then kapag time naman yung missing, T is equal to I over P times R. So, dinerive lang natin yung formulas, no? So, those are the derived formulas for our simple interest. Okay, now so let's take a look at sa ating mga examples, no? So, example 1, if 1,500 pesos was borrowed at 8% simple interest, how much will the interest be for 2 years? So, before natin ma-solve itong ating problem, identify muna natin kung ano na yung mga given, okay? So, here, based from the given problem, yung mga given information are the following. P or the principal, which is 1,500 pesos, and R or the rate naman is 8%. And then we need to convert it, no, into decimal place number or decimal form, no, which is 0.08. And then meron din given dito, which is T or yung time, which is 2 years. Now, ang hanapin natin ngayon is how much will be the interest daw. So, yung I, yung ating hahanapin. Okay, so ano ba yung formula ng simple interest? So, the formula for the simple interest is I is equal to PRT or principal times rate times time. Okay, so since na-identify na natin yung mga given, so let's substitute all this information sa ating formula. So, we have 1,500 times 0.08 times 2 and that is equal to 240 pesos. So, yung interest na makukuha or babayaran para sa problem na ito is 240 pesos. And next, let's have our next problem. So, ayan. How much interest will Mary earn in her investment of 12,400 pesos at 6% simple interest for 3 years? So, dito naman, ang hinahanap pa rin is yung interest. Magkano daw yung interest kapag nag-invest si Mary ng 12,400 pesos na merong 6% na simple interest and then magagain niya ito after 3 years pa daw. So, ulit no, first we need to determine kung ano yung mga given na information sa ating problem. So, these are the following informations that are given. So, the problem provides the following information. So, principal, which is 12,400 pesos. The rate naman is 0.06. So, we transform yung 6% into decimal form. So, that is 0.06. And the time given is 3 years. Now, we need to substitute all these values sa ating formula. So, yung formula ng ating interest or simple interest is I is equal to PRT. Okay, so let's substitute now all this information sa ating formula. So, 12,400 times 0.06 times 3 and that is equal to 2,232. So, therefore, Mary's investment will earn an interest of 2,232 after 3 years na merong 6% na simple interest. Okay, so that's our second problem. I hope everyone nakasunod, no? And medyo simple lang naman itong ating topic. Okay, let's proceed to the third example. Sophia borrowed 25,000 pesos from a lending corporation that charges 12% interest with an agreement to pay the principal and the interest at the end of the term. If she paid 35,500 at the end of the term, how long did she use the money? So, ayan. So, meron ditong mga information na given, no? So, ano ba ito siya? So, in determining the length of time the money was used, we have to solve first for the interest earned. Since the given are the final amount, which is 35,500 pesos, and meron ding principal amount, which is 25,000 pesos, so yung interest is computed by getting the difference of the final amount and the principal. So, di ba, meron tayong formula para sa final amount or yung maturity value, which is F is equal to P plus I. So, alamin muna natin kung ano yung interest dito, no? Okay. So, I is equal to F minus P. So, i-derive lang natin yung F is equal to P plus I, okay? So, since we are looking for the interest, so we just simply subtract yung maturity value or yung F natin with the principal. So, that is 35,500 minus 25,000 or yung interest dito is 10,500 pesos. So, yan yung patong, no, sa kanyang inutang, which is 10,500 pesos. Now, after that, we can now solve for the time. Kasi yung given dito na problem or yung hinahanap na dito is how long did she use the money? Okay. Now, to determine the length of time the money was used by substituting the obtained interest to the formula. So, meron tayong mga derived na formula, di ba? Which is T is equal to I over P times R. So, therefore, T is equal to yung interest, which is 10,500 over the principal, which is 25,000 times the rate, which is 0.12. And that is 3.5 years. So, nagamit na yung money for 3.5 years. Okay, so I hope kaya pa nun ma-observe or ma-absorb itong ating mga information. So, laban lang class. Okay, so let's proceed to the next problem. Julian needs 57,300 to buy cooking equipment for her new house. She's willing to pay the interest of 7,735.50 if she borrows the said amount from the bank. If she intends to pay her obligation within 30 months, what must be the interest rate of her loan? So, ano daw yung interest rate or rate ng kanyang pag-utang? Okay, so in determining the interest rate of the loan, substitute the given. So, we have here mag-given na information, which are the principal, that is 57,300 pesos. And meron ding interest, which is 7,735.50. And since yung time na binigay dito is in months, which is 30, so we need to divide it sa 12, no? Kasi sa isang year, di ba, meron tayong 12 months. So, 30 divided 12, that is equal to 2.5 years. And then, with this mga information, i-substitute natin yan siya sa ating formula in looking or finding for the rate, which is R is equal to I over P times T, or rate is equal to interest over principal times time. Okay, so since ang interest natin 7,735.50, let's divide that with 57,300 times 2.5. And therefore, the interest rate of Julian's loan is 0.054, or transforming it into a percentage form, which is 5.4%. So, yan yung ating sagot for this problem. Okay. So, let's proceed, no? Okay, now let's proceed to the next part of our lesson, which is the simple discount. So, ano ba itong simple discount? So, discount, or also denoted as D, is a deduction from maturity amount F of an obligation allowed for paying it currently, also known as bank discount, which the bank deducts from a loan in advance. So, meron din tayong formula, no, para sa simple discount, and that is D, or yung simple discount, is equal to F times D t. Okay. And also, the principal value or yung amount na inutang mo or ininvest, that is equal to f minus t. Okay. So, let's have an example no, para malaman natin paano natin ito siya magamit. So, meron din tayong mga derived formulas para doon. So, kapag hinahanap natin yung final amount, so that is just d over small letter d times t. And then, for the discount rate, or yung small letter d, so that's just d over f, or yung final amount times t. And then, kapag yung time naman hanapin, t is equal to d or yung discount over f d. Okay, so let's have an example. Find the present value of 2,000 pesos which is due at the end of 90 days at 5% simple discount. So, ayan, let's identify ano ba yung mga given natin dito. So, since we have here the f or yung final amount which is 2,000 pesos and also the time, yan, 1/4. Bakit siya 1/4? Kasi 'di ba, ayan, yung given natin dito is 90 days. And since let's say approximate time yung gagamitin natin, which is there are 360 days in a year. So 90 over 360, that is equal to 1/4. Okay? So yung given natin na time dito is in days. So we need to divide it sa ilang number of days sa isang taon. So 90 over 360, that is equal to 1/4. And then, yung discount rate naman natin dito is 5% or simply kapag i-convert na nito in decimal form, that is equal to 0.05. Now, after identifying the given, let's solve for the discount, no? Okay, so the simple discount would be f is FTT. Okay, so 2,000 times 0.05 times 1/4, that is equal to 25 pesos. And for the present value or P is equal to F minus D. So 2,000 minus the discount which is 25 pesos. So therefore that is equal to 1,975. So this is also the alternative solution no, para ma-solve natin itong problem na ito. So since we are looking for the present value or yung P natin, so we just simply multiply F with the difference between 1 minus dt or yung rate times time. So since ang F natin or yung amount natin dito is 2,000 pesos, so 2,000 times 1 minus the discount rate which is 0.05 times time which is 1/4, and that is still equal to 1,975 pesos. So therefore, yung present value ng ating given dito is, or yung hinahanap natin dito is 1,975. Okay. So, let's proceed to the actual time and approximate time. Since I have discussed kanina, or I have mentioned approximate time, so ano ba ibig sabihin nun? Okay, so let's talk about first itong si actual time. So, ano ba si actual time? So, actual time is yung actual number of days no, between two dates, or it is obtained by counting the exact number of days in a given month. So, ano ba yung exact number of days sa bawat buwan no, sa isang taon? So, here is the table no, para sa actual time. So, we have here the month and the number of days. So, yan, for the January, yung actual time or yung exact number of days ng January is 31. So, kung ano yung accepted by the law, no? Or accepted ng lahat. Yan, actual time yan siya. Kung ilan yung number of days talaga na nasa isang buwan. So, si approximate time naman is ito yung assuming or yung na-consider lang natin, no? Or assumed number of days. So, assuming or considering that there were 30 days in each month or there are 360 days in 1 year. So, ito naman yung table niya. So, equal lahat ng number of days sa bawat buwan. So, January hanggang December, meron siyang 30 days. So, compare natin si actual time, no? So, yan, si January, meron siyang 31, February 28, hanggang sa, ayan, kay November, meron 30, and December, meron 31. So, ito yung exact number of days. Whereas, si approximate naman, it assumes that there were 30 days in each month. So, kaya lahat ng buwan ay merong 30 days. So, meron din tayong simple trick, no, para malaman natin kung sino sa mga buwan ang merong 31 days. So, ayan, the knuckle months have 31 days. So, ito yung parang kamao natin, no? So, hindi ko ma-demonstrate sa inyo. So, I hope ma-visualize nyo itong image natin. So, ito yung dalawang kamao na nagkadikit, no? Kung saan yung may bukol or yung merong knuckles, yan yung months na merong 31 days. So, just like kay January, 31 days yan siya. And then, February 28, March 31, April 30, hanggang kay December na merong 31 days. And also, we have here itong table, no, which indicates or represents the days in a year. So, available ito siya sa handouts number 2 ninyo, okay? So, kindly download nyo lang yung handout number 2. So, paano ba natin ito magamit itong table na ito? So, let's say, ayan. So, sa January 1, so January, then day of month 1. So, yung January 1 is the first day of the year. February, and then day of month which is 1. So, February 1. So, si February 1 naman is the 32nd day of the year. Okay, let's see naman kapag si October 8. So, ipang ilan ba sa days itong si October 8? So, October 8. So, that is 281 days. So, pang 281 days si October 8 sa isang taon. Okay? And then, another example, let's say, let's see February 21. February 21, si February 21 is pang 52nd day sa isang taon. So, ganun lang, no, paggamit ng table na ito. Now, bakit meron ganito, ma'am? So, paano natin to-solve yung actual at saka approximate time? So, let's have an example. Ayan. So, example 1. A note dated February 28 is due to be paid August 1. How many days will the note run? So, ilan daw number of days between February 28 at saka August 1? So, pwede natin magamit itong table, no? Kung pang ilang number of days itong si February 28 at saka si August 1. So, using table 2 or itong table natin, we can verify that February 28 is the 59th day of the year, while August 1 is the 213th day of the year. So, therefore, August 1, 213 minus February 28, which is 59th day, so that is equal to 154. So, the note will run for 154 days or merong 154 days sa pagitan ni February 28 at saka si August 1. Okay, another example. Find the due date for a 130-day note dated July 7. So, ano daw yung due date kapag yung note natin is 130 day, no? From July 7. So, using table 2 pa rin, we can verify that July 7 is the 188th day of the year. And the note is due 130 days later. So, we just simply add, no? So, 188 plus 130, and that is 318 days. So, saan ba sa table na ito ang pang 318? So, 318, that is November 14. So, therefore, the note falls due on the 38th day of the year, which is the November 14. So, typo ito siya, no? 318th day, dapat yan siya. Okay. So, another example naman, para malaman natin, no? Yung total number of days using yung actual time at saka approximate time. So, let's say, ilang number of days ba yung pagitan between December 17 hanggang May 18, 2012? So, take note din, no, sa mga given na year. So, meron din tayong mga leap years, di ba? So, every 4 years yun siya. So, kung yung 2020, meron siyang leap year. So, meron tayong 366 days. So, kapag merong leap year, dagdagan lang natin ng 1 in each month, no? Magdagdag na tayo ng 1 day in each month. Okay. So, ayan, December 17, 2011. So, 2011 is not a leap year. So, 2012 naman, is it a leap year or not? Okay. So, therefore, ayan, December 31 or December 17, ang actual time niya. So, 31 minus 17, that is equal to 14. To May 28, so there are total number of 163 days. And then, sa approximate time naman, since lahat ng months ay merong 30 days, so 30 minus 17, that is equal to 13. Hanggang May 28, May 28, that is a total of 161 days. So therefore, the actual time from December 17 to May 28 is 163 days, and the approximate time from within the same date is 161 days. So, yan ang kalayo, no? Between December at saka May. Okay, another example. So, let's see itong si August 3, 2014 hanggang January 23, 2015. So, actual time between August 3 hanggang January 23, that is 173 days. And then, sa approximate time naman, that is equal to 170 days. So, if you have questions, no, you can PM me. You can message me sa Teams if you want to clarify things, okay? So, don't be shy to message me sa ating MS Teams. Okay, so we are done with the approximate at saka actual time. Now, let's proceed to the exact interest. And then later on, we will talk about another type of interest. No? So, first, let's talk about itong si exact interest. So, kaya pa ba, class? Laban lang. So, exact interest, it is denoted by I sub E, is a type of simple interest computed based on 365 days. That is exact number of days in a year. So, meron siyang formula. So, how can we solve for the exact interest? So, take note ha, exact interest, it is computed based on 365 days, which is the exact number of days in a year. So, yung formula para sa exact interest is ito. I sub E is equal to PR times days over 365. So, I sub E stands for the exact interest, and P naman is the principal, R is the rate, and itong time natin dito, which is yung given na days over 365. Since there are 365 days in a year para sa exact interest. Ang ordinary interest naman is denoted by I sub O, and it is type of simple interest computed based on 360 days. So that is assuming each month in a year has 30 days. So formula niya man dito is medyo same lang din sa ating exact interest. Ang kaibahan lang is yung number of days. So ordinary interest or I sub O is equal to principal times rate times the given days over 360. Okay? So let's have an example. How much interest will Benny earn if he deposits an amount of 37,500 at 3% interest rate for 235 days and decided to deposit it at 1 ordinary interest and 2 exact interest? So, magkano daw yung makuha na interest, no, ni Benny kapag mag-deposit siya ng 37,500 na meron 3% na interest for 235 days gamit ang ordinary or exact. So, let's solve for the ordinary interest. So, since we have the given na principal, ayan, 37,500 pesos, the rate naman is 0.03, and the T, which is, or time, na given is 235 days. So, meron tayong ordinary, no, since we are solving first for the ordinary interest. So, I sub O is equal to PR times the number of days over 360. So, the principal, which is 37,500, times the rate, which is 0.03, times yung number of days over 360, which is 235 over 360. So the ordinary interest na nakuha ni Benny is 734.38 pesos. That is for the ordinary. Now, kapag exact interest naman, so, substitute pa rin natin yung mga information, yung principal natin, yung rate, tsaka time. Ang kaibahan lang dito is yung the number of days, okay? So, we have exact interest is equal to 37,500 times 0.03 times 235 over 365. And that is equal to 724 pesos 0.32 centavos. So, therefore, Benny earns 724.32 sa exact interest. Okay, so let's have another example. So, Mrs. Santiago plans to purchase a new laptop for her daughter by making a loan of 51,000 for a bank that charges 11.34 interest rate. How much did she pay the bank after 169 days using exact interest? So, ano nga yung formula? Or ano yung steps sa pag-solve? First, we need to determine ano yung given, and then let's use kung ano yung maaari natin gamitin na formula. So here, so we need to solve for the exact interest by substituting yung mga values, yung mga given na principal, which is 51,000. Ang rate naman is 0.1175, and at saka yung time na given dito is 169 days. So ang formula natin is exact interest is equal to P times R times number of days over 365. So, substituting all this information sa ating formula, we could get na the exact interest na makuha or mababayaran ni Mrs. Santiago is 2,774.61. So, hindi pa dyan nagtatapos, no? So, solve natin yung final amount. So, from the principal plus yung exact interest, so 51,000 plus 2,774.61, that is a total of 53,774.61. So, therefore, Mrs. Santiago has to pay the bank 53,774.61 after 169 days. So, ganun lang yung pag-solve ng exact at saka ordinary interest. So, meron pa rin tayong mga example dito. So, I want you to read it na lang, no? So, meron naman yung step by step dyan and solution. So, let's proceed. So, this will be the last topic para sa session natin for this day. So, let's talk about compound interest. So, before tayo mag-proceed, no? So, okay, so, ano ba ang pag-ibahan ni simple at saka ni compound interest? So, kung si simple interest, usually para yan siya parang sa mga short term na utang. Itong si compound naman is para sa mga long term, no? So, for many long-term financial transactions, compound interest is used instead of simple interest. In this type of interest, the principal increases by adding the interest earned in each interval over a period of time. So, basically, compound interest, it is an interest computed on the sum of the original principal of a deposit or loan and the interest accumulated. So, meron siyang number of, for a long term na mga financial transaction, no? So, compound interest is the total interest earned for the entire term. So, meron din formula itong si compound interest. So, we have interest or I sub C, or stands for the compound interest, that is equal to the compound amount of the simple or the compound interest less the present value or the P. Okay, so I sub C is equal to F sub C sub I minus P, where I sub C is equal to, yan, no? Formula para sa compound interest is I is equal to F minus P, where I is yung compound interest, F is the compound amount, and P is the present value of F. Okay. Another one is the compound amount. So, ano ba tong compound amount? Or it stands for F, no? So, compound amount is the accumulated value of the principal P at the end of term. So, it is obtained by adding the principal and the compound interest, no? So, ang formula niya is also this one. F is equal to P times times 1 plus I raised to N, where P is the present value of F, and I naman is yung periodic rate, and N is the total number of conversion periods. So, don't worry, meron din tayong formula, no, para sa I at saka N. So, these are the other notations and definitions of terms that we need to be familiarized with. So, ayan, kanina nasabi ko. So, M, which stands for the conversion period. It is the number of times in a year the interest will be compounded. It should usually be compounded annually or semi-annually, quarterly, or monthly. Kapag annually siya, yung conversion period niya is just 1. Kapag semi-annually naman is 2, quarterly is 4, and monthly is 12. Now, N naman here is the total number of conversion periods. So, makukuha natin to siya kapag i-multiply natin si M or yung conversion period with the given time. And T is the number of years, okay? Number of years siya. And I naman is yung periodic rate. So, it is the rate or the interest rate per conversion period. So, meron din to siyang simple na formula, no? And that is R over M, where R is the annual interest rate. So, I hope nakuha to na lahat, no? Okay, let's proceed to the another important notation and definition of terms that we need to be familiar with the compound interest, and that is present value. So, the present value is the principal P that will accumulate to F if there is an interest at periodic rate I for n conversion period. So, ang formula niya nung dito is simply P is equal to F times 1 plus I raised to negative n. Or also, ito yung maaari natin gamitin na formula, P is equal to the compound amount of the compound interest over 1 plus R over M raised to T times M, where M is the conversion period, yung annually, semi-annually, quarterly, or monthly, and T naman is yung time. Okay, let's have an example, no? Paano natin ma-solve ang compound interest and para ma-visualize natin. So, find the compound amount of 2,000 pesos invested for 1 year at 5% compounded quarterly. So, ayan. So, let's determine muna kung ano na yung mga given dito. So, to find the compound amount, we need to substitute yung mga given. So, yung given natin dito, which is P, yung principal, which is equal to 2,000 pesos. The T or yung time given here is 1 year. The rate naman is 5% or 0.05. And then yung conversion period, which is equal to 4. So, since compounded quarterly siya, so therefore yung M natin or conversion period is equal to 4. And then our periodic rate naman is simply R over M, right? Yung rate over yung conversion period. So, that is 0.05 over 4. So, that is equal to 0.0125. And then, ang N natin, which is the total number of conversion periods. So, we just simply multiply yung M at saka T. So, 4 times 1, that is equal to 4. And then, after identifying all the given, substitute ito siya sa ating formula. So, ang formula natin para sa compound amount is, di ba, F is equal to P times 1 plus I raised to N. So, P natin, or yung principal, which is 2,000 times 1 plus I, which is 0.0125 raised to N, which is 4. So, that is equal to 2,101.81 pesos. So, therefore, the compound amount F is equal to 2,101.89 pesos. Okay. So, after understanding, no, kailangan maintindihan mo natin yung problem, and then determine natin kung ano yung mga given. So, here, let's proceed to the next problem. Determine the compound amount and interest of 14,500 pesos invested at 11% compounded semi-annually for 5 years. So, ano na ba yung mga given natin dito? So, since we're looking for the compound amount, so, syempre, determine muna natin kung ano yung mga given. So, yung given natin dito is yung P or your principal, which is 14,500 pesos. And then, yung periodic rate natin is equal to R over M or yung rate over the conversion period. So, rate natin dito given is 11%. So, that is 0.11. And then, since it is compounded semi-annually, so semi-annually that is equal to 2. So, 0.11 over 2 is equal to 0.055, and that is our periodic rate. And then, ang N naman natin, or the total number of conversion period, that is just M times T, that is equal to 10. So, ang formula pa rin natin is compound amount is equal to P times 1 plus I raised to N, which substituting the given information sa ating formula, we have 14,500 times 1 plus 0.055 raised to 10. And that is equal to 24,768.09. And then, since we are looking for the interest here, no? So, ayan, based from the problem, determine the compound amount and the interest. So, ano ba yung interest? Para natin ma-solve yung interest. So, we just simply subtract yung compound amount with the principal. So, ang compound amount natin is 24,768.09 less the principal, which is 14,500. So, that is equal to 10,268.09. So, therefore, the compound amount and the interest are 24,768.09 pesos and 10,268.09 respectively. And then, last example, so we have here, how much will be invested to accumulate 87,000 pesos at the end of 6 years if money earns 9% interest rate compounded quarterly naman? So, quarterly. Okay, so mag-given information natin dito, we have compound amount. So, since we are looking for the how much will be the invested or yung principal, so, ang given natin dito are the compound amount, which is 87,000 pesos, the rate, which is 0.09, and then our number of conversion period is that is equal to 4 times 6 is equal to 24, and our periodic rate is 0.09 over 4, that is equal to 0.0225. And then, yung formula natin para sa present value, diba, is equal to P is equal to F times 1 plus I raised to negative N. And then our F here is 87,000 pesos plus 1 times 1 plus I, which is 0.0225 raised to negative 24, and that is equal to 51,003.46 pesos. Okay, so therefore the present value to be invested is 51,003.46 pesos. Okay, so this example is, I will leave it to you as your reading assignment na lang. So, madali lang naman din ito since given or hinahanap din dito is yung present value. Okay, so that's it, no? I hope everyone learned something today. And that is the first topic or first part of our lesson for the finance. We have talked about the simple and the compound interest. And then we also discussed about the approximate and actual time, and the ordinary and exact interest, and also the compound interest. So, ayan. So, if you have questions, don't be shy to message me sa Teams. So, I will cater all your concerns or problems, no? Or mga inquiries sa MS Teams. So, I think that's it now, everyone. Stay safe and God bless. So, don't forget to attend sa wag na siguro. Basta. Okay. So, ayan. Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day ahead. And keep safe. And don't forget na mag-submit ng mga activities na ipapasa ko. Or sasubmit ko. Basta yun na. Yeah. God bless everyone. Good night. Good day. Good morning. Good afternoon. Okay. Bye.